It's Monday, the 4th of August, and it's 7 something pm, 7:07 pm. And I want to talk about today. Today was nice. I think it was pretty eventful. I woke up pretty early. I did Kathak. Although I tapped out in half an hour because my stomach was hurting way too much. But I'll catch up. I'll make sure I catch up. And what else? I read a little more of One Day. I find it hard to get through the book. Not because it's hard to read or hard to follow or boring or repetitive. Nothing of the sort. I quite enjoyed the book. I watched the series. I haven't watched the movie. I want to. Shushan Hathaway fan. But I just I get so attached to the perspective of the characters in a book, as well as like the life that they okay, the life that they live. I get so attached to the life that they live and their world that a when I stop reading a book, I just fall into this slump immediately because I feel like I have to reel from it emotionally. And that happened to me with The Catcher in the Rye because I got so attached to Holden and I started empathizing with him so hard that by the end of the book, I couldn't all my creativity, anything that sparked inspiration came from that book. Even if it was remotely related to the book, I somehow found a way to sort of merge whatever I was doing creatively otherwise to some sort of idea that was present in the book, and it left such a mark on me. It was crazy. I feel like I need to write about it. But feeling isolated as you step into adulthood is something that I relate to because I'm 18. I turned 18 exactly a month ago, actually, 4th of July. And I've been in such denial about the responsibilities that come with it that I've fallen into a little bit of a slump myself, where I go through every single day thinking I'm 17 years old and I have way more time than I actually do to create a life for myself. And every single day I feel stuck in the past because recently every single thing I do or every single thing I notice around me reminds me of something from last year or a couple years ago, and then I just have to sit in the memory of that and reel from it. And it's been kind of crazy. Like, I feel a little insane doing all of that. So I decided to see a counselor for other reasons. That's like one of the reasons. I think that was like the impetus. Yeah, it was like the impetus for me to go to visit the psychiatrist, because all I've been doing for the past month, more than a month, is write poems about feeling nostalgic and missing people and experiences. And that tendency to spiral into nostalgia is something I've been trying so hard to fight against. It's ironic because last year, for a part of my theatre component, we came up with this play that was about the overindulgence in nostalgia that prevents you from forming relationships in present time, or like, you know being very heavily involved in the relationships in present time. And I felt so passionately about it. I felt like overindulging in nostalgia is really detrimental, and something that I've been something I'm avoiding, something that I don't necessarily believe in. It's a feeling, it'll pass, and one step in front of the other, just keep moving on. And now, after 12th grade ended, all I've done is experience nostalgia. I've had moments where I've in the middle of a conversation with someone, I've looked at them and it's clicked to me in real time that that exact moment is going to become a memory, and then for the next 30 minutes I just sulk. Like, I don't sulk, but then I just keep replaying the previous 30 minutes, or I keep talking about the previous 30 minutes, or talking about these memories that we'll have to create in the future to compensate for the time that we're not going to spend together after that meet ends. And I don't want it to be that way. But unfortunately, somehow, all of my conversations with my friends have spiraled into this huge conversation about how I'm not going to be able to experience these things with them at the age that I am right now, because they're going to go to college, and the next time I meet them, we're going to be so different. We're going to probably meet in different places, and we won't be coming from the same home, in the sense that my friends, I'm taking a gap year, um, and all of my friends are now leaving their home to create a home for themselves in the future, so they no longer come back from. I mean, obviously they have this place to call their home, but it's no longer home, if that makes sense. Like, it's not it's not somewhere that they can reside permanently anymore, you know. And I feel like the impact of that changes you so dynamically that we're going to, like, the conversations we're going to have, the places that we're going to revisit, they're all going to have this different tinge to it, and can't I can't cope with that. So anyway, I went to the psychiatrist and I got diagnosed with things that I like predicted, sort of. The ADHD diagnosis was a bit surprising, but frick ADHD and clumsiness. I was really great on the road today. The instructor literally let me drive on the main road, and it was my first day. So I think I did pretty well, and I don't need to hear about it from anyone. I did pretty well. I mean, no one's telling me anything about it, but like, I'm proud. Hello. I'm trying to cope with the fact that my best friend, she's gonna move to college next week. It was her birthday yesterday. Did I already say that? It was her birthday yesterday. She turned 18. I love her so much. I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to create a relationship that is similar to hers. Maybe, I mean, I don't really have to, but she means so much to me that there's a Nentra shaped crater in my heart, and that crater is pretty permanent. It's immovable. I don't think it can be filled up by anything. So when she goes to college, not if, when she goes to college, I'm going to have to really cope. And I've begun coping today with a couple of other things by indulging in origami. I hope my pronunciation, either of them were correct. The first thing I created is this lily. It's a paper lily, and it's pink, and it's yellow, and I quite like it. I feel like I connect with lilies, but I also connect with my cat. And when I have a cat, I can't have lilies at home. So I just made one, and it's going to be with me permanently, unless, it gets trashed. It won't. And I also made roses, because you can never have enough. And this really pretty bouquet, and I wrapped it in my old Nancy Drew book. There's no, there's that could be pretty symbolic of me connecting with my inner child, and then using something that younger me used to read to cover that. I need to get more articulate as our videos progress, but I think I think I did a good job. That's the point. I think I did a good job. That was the point. I had tuition. Now I have another tuition, and then I have one late at night. In the middle, I might run. I'm lying. I'm not gonna run. I'm probably just gonna walk. But all in all, pretty solid day. Anxiety was pretty well managed. So I think I'm gonna be fine. I don't know why I'm stressing. Thank you, and thank you for listening to me talk. And you're gonna have a lot more of me. So, lucky you.